They said the forest spirits had possessed her, and she ran into the woods. They wanted her to leave again. And what was worse, they'd blamed her mother that she stayed. Val laid awake, still watching the dust. Her eyes grew in and out of focus, almost lulling her back to sleep. But she could not. Not that day. She waited until the ground thawed out. Her heart had ached at the thought, but she had told her mother everything this time. Everything but not his name. And not the hag. She'd talked of the insipid flatlands, of semi-bridges, of the mid-trade city and the desert south. She spoke of Typhonos and his beautiful wife. She'd never forget the way her mother's face had paled when she spoke of the river cities. Val made that brief and did not mention names. She'd told her that the river cities were now gone. And then she told her mother that she could not stay. Inna had not tried to dissuade her, to Val's great surprise. Instead, she hugged her daughter. Inna had known of the river cities as she left then when she was only a girl of 16, under threat of being fed to the river creatures for being pregnant with a girl. "Where will you go?" she asked. But here, Val would have to lie. She lied that she felt safest among people, among the crowded streets of the city. She could get a job. She'd gotten good with medicines. She could apprentice still. Her mother nodded, and she took those lies, never letting on if she knew them for what they were. When Val's bags had been packed the night before, they sat awake long into the night by the blazing stove. They spoke of things and cried and laughed, and Val had told her that it would be easier if they would not say goodbye in the morning. She'd leave her horse with Inna, because the mare had been named for Freedom, and that was where she took Val. But freedom was something that Aditi too deserved. Here in the fields, kids would feed her 10 apples a day just to see her reach for them with her long teeth and crunch. Val would go alone, which was why she could not fall back asleep. A worn leather bag across her shoulders and a warm cloak buttoned closed, she wrapped a wool scarf across her face to hide it better. Not that anyone would stop her, but there was another reason she did not want her mother to wake up early and say goodbye. Had she done that, she would insist on walking Val to the main road and out of town. And Val was not going in that direction. Instead, she'd crossed the bare wheat field and stood for a minute, looking back, her eyes saying goodbye to the place she had so badly longed to find. Her heart looked for somewhere different now.